No, I think it is very good that Commerce Minister has clarified this because of the simple fact that I think many of the issues raised are based on a lack of facts, and I think opposition is trying to find issues where there are none. I myself have already tweeted that agriculture is not a basis. We have taken time to ensure in negotiating the deal to ensure that the interests of our farmers, and agriculturists are protected. So the agriculture sector, the dairy sector, these are protected, and I think if there is any market access, it is basically items that are not really traditionally grown in India, where there is duty rationalization is expected or required. At the same time, I've also clarified that Russian oil is something that is not an issue that governments are taking decisions on. I mean, companies that import this oil for refining and other purposes do so based on price, based on availability, quality, etc. I've already seen statistically that our imports from Russia have begun to decline from January to now. There is a significant decline, and that is because the differential between Russian oil and international prices have come down, and sanctions have also made it difficult. At the same time, other sources of oil are available in the market, whether it is US, whether it's Venezuelan, Brazilian, Guyana oil, and that is important from our point of view because strategically we need to diversify oil away from certain centers. That means you need to buy from several sources, but not from only one or two sources. And I think this is part of that diversification process.
Sir, he also clarified he also said that this is very good news for all Indians and definitely it will be very fruitful. How do you see, because there was certain question regarding, specifically you also mentioned the agriculture products and all for the farmers.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, that you have a $45 billion trade surplus with the US. You don't have this with any other country. You will vastly increase your exports to the US. I feel that by the end of the year, we'll go from 210 billion to 300 billion. So look at the sort of market access that gives you. Between the EU and the US, you get a $60 trillion market. And for that market, you have to give some things also. But at the same time, I think core interests are protected. That's how we do it. You have certain red lines, you protect your core interests, but at the same time, you have to open up other areas. After all, after 77, 78 years of our independence, our industry is not able to compete with a rate of duty which is 10, 15, 20%, then I think, you are not really equipped to take on that role of being, a player in a competitive environment. So today we have to be more competitive, we have to be more streamlined, we have to integrate ourselves into global value chains, we have to be part of, technology transfer systems that offer you better integration globally to give more opportunities to our people. And this deal has done very well for our high labor-intensive sectors, whether it is, marine products, whether it is gems and jewelry, light engineering, textiles, leather. These industries are very important, and, places like Tirupur, Coimbatore, Kochi, Ludhiana, Surat, Siliguri, all of these places depend on such access, and today that access is very important for our